Talking Shit.
What's up, everyone, and welcome into Talking Shit. I'm Sarah Pararia. Beside me is Prince Huda at the Sports Interaction Studio. And all the way from Guelph, Ontario, we have Johnny Junta joining us as per usual. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Doing good. How you feeling last week? Feeling under the weather? How you feeling this week?
Under the weather. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am leaving. This is our last show together. I'm feeling good, though. I'm very excited for the new journey ahead over in Spain.
Wow.
Yeah, but I will miss you guys. And this is, a nostalgic moment here, our last show all together.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that. Where are you
going?
Are you going to be doing out there? Where are you going?
I'm moving to Madrid. I got a job working in broadcasting in football. So I will be covering the Euros, the Olympics, Premier League, Champions League.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was just telling Johnny off air, my new apartment is 3 blocks away from the Santiago Bernabeu, and I'm a Barca fan, so it's quite comical. But no, I'm really excited to finally move to Spain. I've always wanted to go to Europe, and Spain is my second home, so I can't wait, honestly.
Like, do you have a citizen? Like, how do you, like, you have to, like, the visa was that quick? Like, how?
Yeah, because I got a job, I'm getting the company that I'm going to be working for are helping me get the visa. But also I was telling Huda earlier that if you're under 35, Canadians and a lot of EU countries have a really good relationship. So you can get a 1-year working visa relatively easy. That's not the visa I'm getting. I'm getting a highly qualified worker visa.
Whoa.
Watch out, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you do it through a company, I think it's a lot easier as well. But if you're under 35, which we all are, you can go and work like in the UK, or Sean's shaking his head. You can go to the UK or the EU for like a year and you can work. It's really not that difficult. So yeah, that's the plan. And in 10 years, I can get my Spanish citizenship because that's how long you need to live there for.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll start with permanent residency and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's listen, that's a sick opportunity. Obviously, I've never been to Europe. I'm not a big travel guy, so I'm not really quite familiar with what Spain's like. But I'm assuming are you going to take up smoking cigarettes down there? I feel like that's the thing that they all do down there.
You have to smoke a cigarette in Europe. I think it's the only way. You have dinner and a cigarette. Or actually, your breakfast is an espresso and a cigarette.
I mean, so hearing Madrid fans every time there's a game, you're probably going to have to,
I'm
right?
probably going to start, chain smoking and stressing. Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
No?
You should. You gotta take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'll send you guys videos when I'm, shaking in my house because all the Madridistas are walking to the Bernabeu and I'm crying. If they win, so here's the thing. The Champions League final is 2 days before I leave. So there might be a chance that they will have another parade while I'm there winning the Champions.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be hell. Hell to be walking your
it's going to be, head down. Just keep going. No, it'll be really cool, though. I'm still excited. I don't want Madrid winning anything, of course, but I can't wait to be like covering football in a football country. And obviously, yeah, it's oh my God, I can't talk. It's exciting with the Euros ahead as well.
I think it's going to be hard to cover teams that you may not necessarily like personally or like certain things you have to speak about that it's like, oh, I don't like this team or I don't like this player kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not like a Real Madrid like media company.
Oh,
but it's just there is going to be a lot of coverage on that team because we're in the same city.
Right.
But no, I mean, we've done it here. You learn when you work in sports that you have to talk about everything kind of without a bias, or at least if you do have a bias, you do have to be honest about the situation. Like I've talked about Madrid, even with you guys, and talked about how good they've been this year. And I was backing them against Man City. Like, yeah, it's I'm honest. I don't want them to win anything, but they're winning things.
Interesting.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's cool. So no more, like, you're gonna be talking about the Leafs out there, any Toronto sports, Blue Jays, anything you're gonna keep involved with? Any teams you're gonna be following from Toronto while you're out there?
Probably a little bit. Like I'll definitely, like, if let's say like the Jays make a run or the Raptors make a run or TFC, like I'll probably be in touch with it. But what's interesting is the time change now is like everything, all the football that I'm used to watching in the middle of the day is now going to be on at like an appropriate time in the evening.
True.
But a lot of what's happening here is going to be happening like while I'm sleeping. Like basketball games at 10 o'clock, it's 4 a.m.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that's going to be like a wake up kind of see what happened moment. But no, I'm sure I'll keep up with certain things. I mean, I have all of you guys on social media, so I'll get the updates from Johnny, see if he's peeing his pants or not.
I'll keep you updated. It's just, no, it's just, the time change thing is it's the fucked up part. Because I mean, obviously, I know like the Premier League, like we have a lot of fans in the UK on Gate 14, and they're like watching our live streams at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. their time. I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. It's bananas how they have to like keep track. Because North American sports are obviously the biggest. Like that's not a secret. I mean, obviously soccer down there, but if you like other sports, you're pretty much just watching North American sports. So with the time change, I can't imagine how much it fucks people up. So that's going to be the crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be watching the Copa America at like 4 a.m., at 2 a.m. because I'm not going to miss Messi winning another trophy, but that's going to be really unfortunate. But the rest of it is going to be great because I can finally watch like normal football games at like 8 p.m. at night.
You're not in the middle of the workday.
Yeah, it's not like 2 in the afternoon and it's Champions League and you're like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. I mean, Johnny and I are probably going to fight over Twitter when Spain and Italy are playing in the group stage of the Euros.
Oh, yes.
So
that's in June, June 20.
Yeah. I'll pull it up right
20th?
now.
The
20th. Yeah, I believe it's
Italy
the 20th.
plays Spain on a Thursday. I know that because my buddy's wedding is on that day.
Oh, you can't go. I wouldn't go. It's June 20th is the day.
Wow.
Wait, we start on the first day? Don't do this to me. Oh, the first day is the 14th.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why is it so soon?
Yeah, that's what,
That's
tomorrow,
guys. I'm so
weeks,
not prepared.
3 weeks till the Euros. So
yeah, we're close, man. I like right now we're in kind of a soft spot where there's some nights it's just baseball on TV, and then there's some nights it's just basketball and hockey, like no hockey. It's we're getting close to just strictly baseball on the television until the Euros come. So that's just the harsh reality now for people that hate baseball. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there is one massive match before the Euros.
That's right.
And that is next weekend, June the 1st. This weekend.
Yeah.
Next weekend. No, I don't even know, guys. I don't know where I am. Everything's
June 1st.
It's this week.
Yeah.
It's next weekend.
It's next weekend. This weekend is the FA Cup, Manchester Derby. Next weekend, Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid, Wembley, London, England. Johnny, do they got a chance?
No, Manchester United does not stand a fucking chance, man. Or are you talking about Dortmund? Sorry.
I mean,
you're talking about Dortmund, right?
I'm talking about Dortmund.
Yeah. Do they have a chance?
I know Dortmund doesn't stand a fucking chance in hell. Real Madrid, I saw they blew a game a couple days ago. They were up like 3-0, I believe.
Villarreal. Or not Villarreal.
They took everyone out, though. But I think Jude Bellingham wins his first Champions League. He is doing it in England, right? I love this play. I love Real Madrid. The odds are obviously way juiced for Real Madrid to win, but the best bet I think for this game is the under. I think this game ends 1-0, 2-0. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of goals in this game. Real Madrid plays very defensive. Has been playing a little bit defensive, but Dortmund is just a fucking the yellow wall, as they say. One of some of the best, they're very passive. So I love the under in this game. I'll probably be betting the under. That's it, because I can't justify betting a -180. That's just not my DNA, or whatever the odds are.
Yeah, it's to lift the trophy, it's -300.
Yeah, not worth it.
To win, just the match result is -155 to Real Madrid. Dortmund is +380. Match result to lift the trophy +225.
Not worth it.
So you're going for the under. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean,
I back that too.
It's a final. We've seen, finals in the last couple of years. It's there's a lot of nerves. There's no room for error. It's not going to be a blowout, I don't think. It's going to be tight, and it's going to be low scoring as well. Huda, you have anything else any other bets you're kind of looking at for this game?
I came prepared today. I got some stats.
All right, let's go.
Johnny kind of alluded to it with the under.
Yeah.
So in the last 5 Champions League finals, under 2.5 has hit 5 straight games. Right now, under 2.5 +110. Under half a goal has hit in 3 of the 5 last championship final games. And that under first half, under a goal first half is at +200. And in the last 5 Champions League finals, both teams to score is 0-5.
Nice.
And +100 right now for both teams not to score. So definitely seems like a very low scoring game. But as we know with this show, if I say something and we put a clip out, usually the opposite happens. So whether you agree with the under or over, take it. But I'm just putting, these are facts. These are actual numbers that I pulled earlier. So looks like the under is a safe play here.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm taking. In big game finals, that's usually what I just bet because I don't like to take a side because Champions League, anything on the planet could fucking happen. So I like to just take the under and just root for that. And I truly do think this game ends 1-0. If we learned anything from what we saw in the Europa, anything could happen. Bayer Leverkusen, 40-game unbeaten streak, lost to Atalanta. By the way, Italian coach, legend, Scamacca, but the GOAT. That was
Lookman had a Patrick.
Yeah,
I mean, geez.
that was one of the most ridiculous games. I mean, Leverkusen.
Well, they were up like 2-0, 25 minutes in.
I know
it was it was bad. It was like the whole world besides Atalanta fans wanted Bayer Leverkusen to win, and it was. Yeah, it's tough, but still, I'm loving what Xabi Alonso is doing over there. Anyways, regardless, you guys got under. I am going to back Dortmund. I'm going to keep it going just to keep it interesting here. Obviously, Real Madrid, heavy favorites. We know what they're capable of. But hey, like you said, Johnny, anything can happen. Why not? A mistake from Real Madrid. Who knows? It's rare, but I'm going to back Dortmund plus 225 to lift the trophy.
Ooh.
Maybe we see this go to penalties. Maybe that's how they do it. I don't know. No, listen, of course, I think Real has, been the favorite. I mean, I was, like I said, taking them over Man City when everyone was back in City. I know this team. I know what they're capable of, but it's a 1-game final. It's a neutral ground. Let's go for Dortmund. Let's just cause chaos. How nuts would it be if Dortmund, like you told me back in October that Dortmund had a chance of winning the Champions League, I would have said you're off your rocker. And
well, even when when they were playing PSG, we're all you're saying hammer Dortmund. We're like, come on, like don't overthink PSG. And Dortmund is here. So to your point, you've been riding Dortmund the whole way, whether it's because of an anti-Real Madrid sentiment or it's a pro-Dortmund sentiment. We don't know, but I mean, that's a good bet. Plus 225 to lift the trophy, plus 380 regular time. I mean, if you don't love...
I don't like stuff in regular time in the finals. I don't want to touch that.
You probably said the same thing last year about Inter Milan against Man City, and they got outclassed. Yeah. I mean, they lost 1-0 or whatever it was, but the thing is,
everyone thought City were going to smash them like 3-0. And again, like you said, it was 1-0. Rodri, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it interesting here. And I think when it's like a one-off final, it allows for a lot more to happen. So come on, Dortmund. Let's go.
Geography-wise, who's going to have more fans there? Madrid or Dortmund? Is it like right in the center? Like who's going to have a bigger crowd?
England's a bit closer to Germany, but Germany and Spain are really close. Like Spain's a bit is just a bit further south. But I mean, at that point, it doesn't really matter. Fans are going to travel. But like Johnny said, the yellow wall, Dortmund fans are notoriously one of the biggest fan bases in Europe. So they're probably, I'd say there's going to be more Dortmund fans there just because this is Dortmund. If it was, let's say, Bayern Munich and Real, I wouldn't say that, but it's specifically because it's this team.
Okay. Another intriguing bet going off the board. One thing I saw at Sports Interaction that caught my eye, multiple correct scores. So this is like a three different types of final score lines that you could bet. The game to end 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 is currently plus 750. So if you like that one team not to score and the similar scores that we've seen in previous years, 1-0, some 2-0s, plus 750 is not a bad shout either. So I might be putting a little sprinkle on that as well.
That's scary. That's scary business. I don't know about that one. I don't know.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Yeah, that's it's
I said I could see a 1-0, but knowing Real Madrid, like Vinny or someone would just score in like the 88th minute and make me want to put a hole in my fucking wall after it was 1-0.
No, but then it's 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0. So you have the safety.
He's saying if
I want to bet, I was going to bet 1-0 on the dot. 1-0 Real Madrid. Yeah. So I was just saying, like, I was going to bet Real Madrid 1-0 on the dot. I know with my luck, I would have Vinny score some.
Like it's going to be 2-0.
Yeah.
Because obviously when it gets to 1-0 early, then you have Dortmund pushing and they get like it's like their defense obviously changes and their tactics change, and Real Madrid scores a bullshit goal in the 80th minute. So that's what would scare me.
Fair enough. Sean, you had the hand up there.
Yeah, just it's 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 for Dortmund is plus 750. 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 for Real is only plus 240.
Oh,
So it switches the teams.
I see.
Yeah.
See,
So
that's actually not bad odds. Plus 240.
That's not terrible either, though. Yeah.
If you bet 1-0 Real, it's plus 700.
If you think Real Madrid is going to win, you could bet that. That's better odds than taking the minus 180 for them to win in reg. So I don't hate that, actually. Plus, yeah, you got 3 different outcomes right there. So I actually don't hate that, Sean. That's actually a pretty good bet. Those odds seem like I thought that'd be like minus 110 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. The insurance correct score. Okay. So a lot of interesting bets on the board here. We've kind of had our own. We've had some luck early in this tournament. We got slower, we got hot, and then we kind of started doing our own thing, each having our own picks. And I believe Sarah is in the lead right now after calling Dortmund a couple weeks in a row here.
Dinner.
So
maybe I'll stay in the lead with my Dortmund pick. Maybe I'll stay in the lead.
Maybe. One last thing I saw, correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw that if Dortmund wins the tournament, they get a 20 million bonus. And if Real wins the tournament, Dortmund gets a 25 million bonus. Because there was some sort of agreement when Jude went to Real that if they win the championship, Dortmund gets 25 million. So is there incentive on Dortmund to lose here? Am I just being silly?
Absolutely not. 5 million in football is pennies.
Yeah, that's like a fucking drop in the bucket. They make that in one game on beer sales.
That means nothing.
So what is that clause? Like they just said, hey, if we win and he helps us win,
it's like an NFL clause. Like for example, the Aaron Rodgers one with the Packers. Like Aaron Rodgers had to play a certain amount of snaps for the draft pick to be protected, or for the draft pick to be like down lower. So they only do that really they don't really do that in baseball. There's no clauses like that in baseball. It's only like baseball, they have incentives like if you win a gold glove or if you win a silver slugger and all that type of stuff. But football and soccer are usually the only ones that have those kind of weird clauses that are thrown in there, because now Real Madrid will have to pay $25 million to Dortmund after beating them in the Champions League final.
Okay, yeah. So I've heard of like conditional draft picks. I guess that's what the equivalent of this is, but that's cool. So win or lose, they're still bringing in a pretty profit for having such an incredible run here. Yeah. You guys seen the ticket prices for this game?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't.
We were talking about. I mean, we've talked about Leaf ticket prices being insane. I mean, some of these Wembley tickets. I mean, you're looking at $2-3 grand just to get in the building.
You should see how much I'm selling my Copa America tickets for.
Can we get a? How many digits are on that?
No, it's not that crazy.
Okay,
but I'm definitely. It's a lot. I'll be honest.
Well, this is the equivalent of the European Super Bowl, right? Like every year, this is. Would this be the equivalent of Super Bowl in Europe?
Yeah, probably, because it's like all European leagues, the best of the best. It's just that's crazy. $2,000 to get in. That's wild.
Well, I mean, I guess like you're being a part of this historic event. Wembley's such a beautiful stadium, but yeah, I mean. If you want a Skybox, currently 7,000 euros.
Wow.
You want a box.
Holy
per
shit.
person. Sorry, per person. Just to stand in the
$7,000
box.
per person?
Yes. Or
Holy
euros. So it's probably even more.
Listen, I'm a big sport fan. I can't imagine spending that to go to an event.
Me neither. No, me neither. I have a friend who's a big Madrid fan. He's from Madrid, and he's actually going to London for the game just for vibes. Like he's flying over
that's smart.
just in case they win, so he can just riot, but he's going to watch the game at, the pub because he's like, of course I can't afford to go.
That's smart. I guess, the plane ticket and hotel is probably similar to what you'd be paying for a ticket to get to the game.
Way less. Madrid to London, you can buy like 150.
So Madrid. Okay, I thought you were flying from here.
No. He's going from Madrid, so he's just going for pure vibes.
I feel like it'd make more sense to watch it there. The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
In Madrid?
It's not. You're not wrong, actually.
That's like going to watch a Leaf Stanley Cup final game at a bar at the opposing arena.
Yeah. I guess maybe just to be around the other door. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Just maybe a quick trip to London. Couldn't tell you. Yeah. But all right, that's Champions League. So let's quickly talk a little bit about the Euros and the Copa. And let's start with the Euros. Let's get some of our futures, because We got the odds at Sports Interaction, and it is England as the favorites to win the tournament at plus 275. Now, if you're asking me, I'm not touching that with a 9-foot pole. France at 350 is my pick. I think France are going to win. They have the best team overall. They know how to win this tournament. Kylian Mbappe is a game changer. Didier Deschamps is a manager who's won a World Cup before. He's gotten France to the finals of a Euro. But plus 350, I don't know. It's not great value. You know what I mean? If anything, maybe you could hammer Portugal at plus 800. Maybe they make a run.
That's the one.
Yeah.
No,
That's the
fuck
one.
Portugal.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to win either, but I'm looking at these odds and I'm not touching Italy at the next, value below that at plus 1600, or rather above that. It's tricky, this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the thing about England is you look at that England team on paper, they're ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, of course.
It just their manager Southgate is brain dead, like one of the dumbest human beings ever. But like you got Cole Palmer, who probably I don't even think he'll be starting.
No.
You got Foden, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham. Like I don't know how this team ever loses. I don't know how Italy beat them in the Euro Cup final because that Italy team wasn't even really that strong in 2020. Like they were okay. I mean, they got carried by Chiesa, but England to win this Euro, I mean, they at some point they have to get over the hump and win a tournament.
Yeah.
Like with this roster, this lineup, I don't understand how this team can lose a game. I know France pairs up well against them probably, and the Kylian Mbappe international play is ridiculous, but it has to be England. Like I know it's the chalk bet, but they are ridiculous. Like I don't see how they lose at all.
When was the last time they won? Like, what is the championship throughout here?
66.
66.
Yeah,
Oh,
66.
very similar to another team in 67.
We're not talking about that.
I'm
Well,
just,
yeah, that's the
there's
thing.
some similarities on the board.
Huda, like they're pretty much the Leafs of international soccer because everyone always thinks they always say it's their year, and then
Sounds very familiar. Wow.
Yeah. It's never.
And
their
the very
year.
very talented forwards. That how do they not get it done? Yeah, I can really relate to that.
But
That's-
I have a bet.
England aren't winning. Okay, I fear the Leafs. So let's get over that.
Who we're not betting on is England.
I get
I'm
that,
not
but
touching
I actually have a play that I like, a futures bet. I know it's chalk. I really, really like Harry Kane at plus 450 to lead the tournament in scoring.
Yeah,
That's a good
I'd
one.
back
That's a
Kylian
good
Mbappe
bet.
at 500 over that, to be honest. And you know what? Cristiano Ronaldo at plus 1200, friend to the show, Albert
Ooh.
Vartanian, is taking him as your top scorer of the Euros.
He's washed, man. He plays in a farmers league in Saudi Arabia. I'm out on that guy, man. I'm out.
Ooh,
Wow.
those are some fighting
Wow.
words from
I'm out on
Johnny
that guy. He used to be,
Juta.
listen, I spent countless hours watching Ronaldo highlight tape. Sure, 100%. But we saw in the World Cup, they were better when he wasn't playing.
Yeah, in the last World Cup. But since then, there have been some changes to the team, including the manager, who Roberto Martinez is a very big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. And he was playing a lot of the qualifying matches, and we still know he can score goals. So that's the thing. If he comes in a 60th minute, he can score goals and penalties. One thing you have to factor when you're looking at who's going to be the Golden Boot winner in these tournaments is who's a penalty taker. Harry Kane is. Will he go in this time? Shout. Kylian Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, all penalty takers, right? So something to consider. I think Kylian Mbappe at plus 500 is easy. Let's not forget he scored a hat trick and a half against Argentina. He turns it on.
Fair.
That's
But we just saw the disappearing act of him just a few weeks ago.
he just
That was
disappeared
for
in the Champions
PSG.
League.
This is France national team. Very different.
We
Very
saw the
different.
disappearing act.
But by
We saw
that
the
logic,
disappearing
then it's
act.
the same with the Ronaldo. If he's doing the disappearing act in Saudi, he's going to show up here on the world stage or European stage.
Well, let's see. The thing is with tournaments is like anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. These tournaments are so nuts. We all think it's going to happen like this, and then it goes left. So this one's a bit tricky to figure out. Copa America, on the other hand, I think is a lot more straightforward. Argentina, the clear favorites at plus 175. Brazil plus 220. My shout is going to be, even though I think Argentina are going to win, go for Uruguay at plus 600 because I think they're making the final. My final and my bracket has lined up with Argentina and Uruguay. They have a fire team. They are looking so good. And I think if someone is gonna take Argentina down, it'll be them. It'll be them.
It's not gonna be Canada.
I don't think Canada are getting out of the group.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
You never know. You never know.
Clip this. Yeah.
Could it be? Plus 725 for Canada to beat Argentina right now.
That's so insane. That's like.
You think that's low?
Yeah, it should be
low?
like plus 500,000.
I will be shocked if Canada gets a shot on target against fucking Argentina. I mean, maybe Alphonso Davies would luck into that and do one. I'm not sure, but I mean, listen, Argentina's going to win that. It's just stupid to bet against Argentina at this point.
Yeah,
they're fucking ridiculous.
What about your top scorer, Lionel Messi?
What's the odds on that?
It's plus 350 actually.
Okay. I mean, he takes every penalty. So, I mean,
Vinny's plus 400 if it does anything more. But we haven't seen Vinny turn up yet for Brazil. And that's one thing where I'm a little hesitant to bet anything on Vinny in Brazil because he hasn't shown up for this team like he's shown up for Real Madrid. This could be the tournament where he does it. Don't get me wrong. But based on what I've seen in the past, they've had 5 World Cup qualifiers since then as well. And he hasn't scored a single goal there. I don't know. A little spooky for me.
Yeah, I don't know why you're taking a team that holds Darwin Núñez on them, but that's fine. That's you. Darwin Núñez is one of the worst soccer players on the planet. I fucking hate Darwin
Federico Valverde though. Hold that.
Yeah, Valverde is good. I'm more excited. Obviously, I'm more excited for Euro because the talent there is obviously a little bit better. But yeah, Copa America is going to be weird seeing Canada in it. I
don't like that it's in the States at all either. It's so fugazi and just like unauthentic in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm also not sure if is Canada going to win a game like that. That should be a bet on sports.
That's a good. Bet. I like that. Will Canada win a game? Right? They have. I'd hope so. I mean, international stages. It seems like this would be a great time, especially with the World Cup coming up. Canada shows what they got. We just saw Davies score a crazy goal in the UCL. I mean, you want to say yes, but looking in this room, a lot smarter soccer minds than me here kind of laughing at that thought. So I don't know. I really don't know.
After
who do they play? What's their schedule?
Their opening game is fucking Argentina.
Argentina, Peru, and Chile.
Like, it's not good. It's the worst order they could have.
A terrible group.
Because I'm telling you now, the Chile game is going to be bananas for them because Chile is going to need to win that game in order to qualify. It's going to come down to that. So Chile is going to be super aggressive. Like I'm seeing cards galore in that game. And I don't know if Canada can handle that.
I think Canada's a couple more years still away from being good.
Yeah, I mean,
so will they win a game?
No, I don't. They just scored.
I think they draw at best. I think they draw at best.
They just scored their first goal in the World Cup. Like what? Like last year, right?
Yeah, that was against. Croatia,
wasn't it an own goal too? Something like that.
No. David banged it in.
Oh,
David or Davies?
David. I think it was John David.
Yeah. One more really quick bet just to look at. Ecuador to reach a semifinal knockout is plus 300. Ecuador are my dark horse in this match. The way I've had my bracket going, I see them lining up against Argentina in the semifinals. So I don't hate that. Keep an eye on them. But that's enough soccer talk. I love that, guys. That was so good. If we could keep it going, I would appreciate it.
It's your last show, right? We got to play the hits here.
Screw the Jays, huh, Johnny?
Yeah, so it's tough right now. But listen, last year the Philadelphia Phillies were 22-26 at this point, and they went to the NLCS. So baseball is so fucking long. Like, teams that are good now are probably not going to make the playoffs, and teams that are bad now are probably going to make the playoffs and maybe go on runs. Like, it's literally an impossible sport to know the direction of a team until like July/August, and even then, it's still early for some teams. Like, it's hard to tell. But right now, it's not looking good. But if they go on a little run here, they faced the White Sox. They beat some really bad teams of the White Sox. Took 2 or 3. They're facing the Detroit Tigers this week in a 4-game series. That's another bad team. And then they face the White Sox again next week. So they have 7 games here coming up in this pocket against really bad teams where they can get to above 500, or even if they can get to 500. So we'll see where they're at in like a 2-week time span when they go through like a soft spot in their schedule. That will be like a better gauge to judge if they're good or not.
Didn't you proclaim something on Twitter if the Jays win 6 in a row?
Yeah.
If I recall correctly. Do you want to share what that was?
What
Yeah,
have you
I don't know if it's
Johnny?
appropriate to say it on this. Yeah.
Show me.
I'll show you after the show. I saw a tweet that I had to be remiss if I didn't somewhat allude to on this show. That if the
Yeah,
Jays
no,
win
I
6,
say that. I just say stupid shit. Like everyone knows.
no, but you got to follow through. It's like the peeing your pants
Well,
thing. You gotta
I'm not.
follow
Yeah, okay. So what I said is, if the Jays won 6 in a row, I'd post my meat on Twitter.
Meat
And
is crazy.
the thing, I can just post like a random piece of meat, like just like a fucking like I could just post like a, I don't know, fucking. I just post a piece of chicken or something. That's meat. I don't know. They're not winning 6 in a row, so it's fine. Like they're not going to win 6 in a row, so it's all good. That's
I cannot handle it.
I just had to have that brought up.
They're not going to win 5 more, so we're good. We're good.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
Thank
Blue
you. Thank you
Jays.
for indulging in that. One last thing on the Jays. Obviously, like you said, it's a long season. The media circus runs crazy around this time of year. A lot of trending news this week about some Jays potential trade rumors. Guys on the block. You're seeing Vladdy potentially traded, Bichette potentially traded. Do you see the Jays making a splash and trading a star or anyone on that roster in the coming weeks?
If I were to bet on it, right, and I'm not betting with my heart, I would probably guess. I could think if things go really bad, they could. I don't see it happening, to be honest. I'm not trusting what I'm reading. And by the way, it's like one executive said it apparently. Like it was just one executive said the Jays could explore that. And everyone's just running with it because obviously it's Vladdy and Bo they're talking about. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think that would be the throwing into the towel. And this team has too many expiring contracts on older players to all of a sudden just start trading these young superstars on their team. I think it's fucking dumb. And when the Jays go on a run here at a certain point and they get above, I will be body bagging people who said the Jays should be trading people. So I'm hoping that happens, but I just don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. I really don't. I don't.
Okay. So you said if you were to bet, who you said Vladdy or Bichette, or was the?
I think Yusei Kikuchi is the clear-cut one because he's like one of the best left-handed pitchers in baseball. I don't know if they have the odds up for that, but
plus 100.
It's the favorite actually to be traded.
For Yusei? Okay. Yeah. I'd probably say that. I mean, he's insane. He's so good. 97 from the left side, sub 280 ERA this season. He's ridiculous. So that's probably the only guy I could see them trading. Other than that, though, it's like Springer's contract's too much money. Can't trade that. Gossman, probably you can't trade. I mean, I think it'd be stupid to trade Kevin Gossman. Bassett has 2 more years left. It's just dumb. I can only see Yusei Kikuchi making sense because he's a pitcher and this team has a pretty decent amount of pitching. But I even then, I still think it's kind of dumb to do that when you're trying to make playoffs this year. So I don't think it makes sense.
Oh, those Bluebirds. Well,
better keep up with them.
I'll try my best. Some of these games, especially if they're in the West, they're going to be too late for me, guys.
That's true. Yeah, I always wondered if people in Europe consume North American sports.
They do. But some of them, like I know people that watch, especially basketball. It's like they don't sleep properly. I
remember I was in Portugal last time we were watching the Stanley Cup finals. It was the game Vegas won the series. It was like 4 a.m. And I'm like, imagine living here and having to do this regularly. Like,
no,
they watch you football. Can't, right? We were watching. It was the NBA finals and NHL finals were on around that time. And yeah, every game was like 2-3 in the morning. So salute to you if you're doing that out there.
Yeah, salute to you. All right, let's end the show the way we have been lately, talking about the big parlay winner of the week.
I fucking love this shit. I live for this shit.
This is actually bananas. It's Boncarino, Sean. $500 bet, and it's all on the Pacers Celtics game, and the win was $11,500.
Oh my fuck!
11,500.
22-1. That is correct.
That's crazy. So they bet over 7.5 Topin points, McConnell over 9.5 points, Siakam over 2.5 assists, Topin over 3.5 rebounds, McConnell over 2.5 rebounds, totals over 213.5 combined, and then Drew Holiday to score 10 plus points. Yes. They just hammered this game.
It's that easy.
They went, you, and then that's it.
That
to be fair,
so fucking easy.
Well, to be fair, it was one of the highest scoring games I've seen a very long time. Celtics won 133 to 128. So if you took any over in that game, you would have been solid. But this guy or girl was smart enough to put 7 in a parlay. Putting $500 on a 7-legger is crazy.
They're already rich. They're already rich. Putting that that money doesn't affect them. So.
But 11 grand off of a same game parlay. I mean, you guys seem to one up. You guys seem to set the bar every week and just top it the week after. So challenge out to the world. If you want to beat that, download Sports Interaction, make your own parlay, and you could be the parlay winner of the week.
I want one of you guys to do it one day. I want you guys to put like $50 down and just go crazy.
I'd go like 1 for 6. 1 in 6 on a 7-legger like that.
Down.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, see, it sounds so easy when you say it out loud, and then you try to craft it up, and then the game happens. You're like, why the fuck did I put this on it? And then that's just what gambling is. It's impossible to properly handicap a game like that. Like I mean, the odds speak for itself there, but it's just ridiculous. All you can do is just tip your cap. That's rock star shit from them. So congratulations to them, but that ain't happening to me anytime soon. I can promise you that. I'm never going to come close to that. That'll never happen.
Yeah, I'd be the person that would bet the under on this game. Like that's something I would think is like a lock. Bet the under, and then it's the high scoring game in the last little bit.
Yeah, and that's just how you get lucky, though. I mean, they bet a lot of overs. They didn't bet. There was not one under on that card. So, like,
but the fact that they didn't take like Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Tyrese Halliburton, they're taking like Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, like Drew Holiday. You would think you're going right after the stars and their player props, but this guy was smart enough to take the role players and their stuff. So I don't know.
Ridiculous.
I mean, this person knows ball. This person
absolutely knows ball. Like, god damn, man, that's just sharp. That's the only way to call it. That's just sharp.
That's just sharp. Well, I'm gonna wait to hear if
I get mad in these segments now because it's like it's that easy.
It seems so easy, man. That's the problem. It seems so easy. Yeah,
well, let's see.
I'll hit something like that in baseball at one point. Hopefully, we can only hope and pray that I hit something.
Yeah, the only reason to keep going in this sports betting game is to one day be able to tell my kids that I hit one of these.
Yeah, you could do that in base. I mean, in baseball, you just gotta hope. Like, if you find like 2 pitchers that are bad facing each other and just take a lot of guys over totals, you could probably at least come close on that. But still, then, like, I had O'Neal Cruz over 1.5 bases last Friday, and the Pirates scored 11 runs, and he was the only guy on the team without a hit.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, it's impossible, man. It's fucking so hard. So credit to that guy, man. That's dinner was on that guy, man. I mean, I was putting $500 on a 6-teamer or 7-teamer, which is ridiculous. But
yeah,
that's just when you know. Good for him.
Yeah, tip of the cap. I mean,
tip of the cap.
One day, one freaking day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
this was fun.
It was fun.
What a run.
What a run. 24 episodes. The Three Musketeers. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. I wish you nothing but the best.
Likewise.
And keep it going. Keep it going for the dream team here. And maybe one of these days I'll get a message from you saying that you'd have won one of these crazy same game parlays at Sports Interaction. But until then, Johnny and I will be fighting on Twitter about Spain and Italy in the Euros.
It's a big one, man. We're a month away.
Can't wait.
We're a month away.
Can't wait.
Until then, you have to watch baseball, unfortunately, and soccer.
Until then,
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, like I said, it's been a pleasure. Keep it going.
Good luck. Plug the channel. What channel? Where can we find you? What do we need to tune into?
I'll post it all over my social media.
Okay.
She's making a quiet announcement. It's like an engagement announcement. She doesn't want to put it out there yet.
That's fair.
All right. Well, guys, stay safe, stay betting at Sports Interaction, and go Leafs, go.
There we go.
Wow.
Nah, I'm just joking. Go Blue Jays. Come on now.
Talking shit.